Center for the Ethiopian Educational Information and Communication Technology presents Educational Satellite Television Programs.
Hello, teacher. Hello, students. Welcome to today's lesson on the differences between globes and maps. In our last lesson, we learned about how to translate data into distribution maps using several different methods. We had to use some mathematical skills in order to do this work, if you recall. We learned specifically how to calculate proportional squares from data. We also learned how to calculate proportional circles using the radius to determine the size of the circle on the map. In today's lesson, we will discuss globes and maps. We will talk about the different features of each, and we will learn about how they are used. Globes and maps are very useful tools, but they are not used for the same purposes. Each offers different kinds of information. I hope you are ready to begin, because I think this is going to be a very interesting lesson. Before we get started on today's topic, let us do a brief review of some of the information that you have learned so far in this unit. Students, please work individually to answer the following questions. Do your best.
Students, let's get ready. Begin. Time's up. Let's get back to our lesson.
Welcome back. I hope that these were easy review questions. To answer the first question, topographic maps are most appropriate for showing settlement, drainage, roads, and land use distribution. All of these features can be shown on one topographic map. There are 3 precautions that a maker of dot maps must take. First, it is important that the dots are placed accurately on the map so that the information is not misleading. Second, it is necessary to ensure that the dots are not placed too close together, or the map reader will be unable to distinguish between them and will gain a false impression of the values in a given area. Third, the dots must be equal in size so that they do not become confusing. Were these your answers, students? Well done. Let us move on to discuss our main topic of the day. Before we go into detail about globes and maps, there are some new vocabulary words that we should review. Let us take a moment to define globe and meridian. A globe is a sphere on which the map of the earth is depicted. A meridian, or line of longitude, is an imaginary arc on the Earth's surface from the North Pole to the South Pole. Each meridian is perpendicular to all circles of latitude, and the position of a point along the meridian is given by its intersection with a circle of latitude. Globes and maps differ from one another in the kinds of information they portray and in how they portray it. Students, we have talked a lot about maps so far in this unit. Please take a couple of minutes right now to brainstorm the properties of a globe. You may work with a partner.
Students, let's get ready. Begin. Time's up. Let's get back to our lesson.
Good work, everyone. I am sure you have excellent ideas about the properties of a globe. Let us discuss some of them now. Globes are spherical, which makes them very useful and appropriate models for representing the Earth's surface. The Earth, as we know, is round, so a globe is a perfect visual representation. Another property worth mentioning is the fact that the scale on the surface of a globe is identical all over its surface. In addition, all meridians and latitudes on a globe intersect at right angles. All meridians converge at the two poles, and all circles of latitude are parallel with the equator and with each other. After the lesson, you will have time to discuss some more of the properties of a globe with your teacher. As we have discussed, globes are better representations of the Earth's surface than flat surfaces, and they are easy to use. However, as we know, maps are more frequently used than globes. I am sure that you have seen people looking at a map when they are trying to discover where to go next. You have probably not seen someone pulling a globe out of his or her pocket to study. Why do you suppose maps are more commonly preferred? Please work with your partners and write down all of your ideas. You may begin, students.
Students, let's get ready. Begin. Time's up. Let's get back to our lesson.
Hello again, everyone. I hope you had some fun thinking about the reasons why most people prefer to use a map rather than a globe. One reason might simply be that maps can be updated and reproduced more cheaply than globes. Also, they are easy to fold up and to handle. It is difficult to bring a globe with you when you go on a journey because it is a very large and awkward object. Another reason for preferring maps to globes is that a globe must be rotated to show the entire surface of the Earth, while a map is more visually convenient because it can be laid flat. Most globes are smaller than 1 meter in diameter. This means that they are not large enough to provide the kinds of detailed information that we find on maps. For instance, a globe can show us mountain ranges, lakes, and major cities, but distance from one place to another is not shown on the globe. Students, we have reached the end of our lesson. We have discussed the properties of globes and the different ways that maps and globes are used. Next time, we will discuss map projection. Until then, thank you, teacher. Thank you, students.